All right, here's a problem. The average man says nutrition is the most important part of a meal. But that same man is likely to say that they'll sacrifice nutrition as long as they can put together a meal quickly. We're focusing on helping men eat better and stay in shape this morning. And joining us live is Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman and sports nutritionist Leslie Bonsi. They both have ideas on how men can eat better and stay in shape. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Well, Troy, I'm not going to say you look great, but you look great still for a guy who's retired, and I imagine you're still on a pretty good eating regimen. What's it been like since retiring for you?
Well, it's a challenge, there's no question, and I don't work out quite like I did when I played. I still get out and try to be very active, but the big thing is making good decisions when it comes to mealtime, like you said, and I think that Chunky Soup has done a great job of being able to accommodate the things that you just said, to where you can have nutritious meals, hearty meals, and yet they're very convenient to prepare, and you can feel good about them. They've improved their lineup with a number of soups that have a full serving of vegetables and then 100% lean meats as well.
Leslie, you're working with Chunky Soup. You're only going to do that, I know, if you're going to put your reputation on the line, if it's worthwhile with a company like them. So tell us what you recommend for athletes you work with. I know this soup's probably part of it, but what are some of the guidelines do you use for men?
Well, absolutely. One of the most important things is not uploading calories. In other words, eating from the beginning of the day and not just doing all the eating at nighttime. But I think a big issue for guys is not having enough vegetables in their diet and even getting lean meat. They might be eating meat, but it's not necessarily lean meat, and the fluid. And one of the nice things about what we have in the pot is that you're getting all three. You're getting fluid, you're getting lean meat, and you're getting more vegetables.
We have a huge amount of, females in our audience who probably have gone through the struggle of trying to convince men in their lives to eat better. What do you say to women out there? And I don't know if Troy has any recommendations here as well for trying to maybe nudge men in their lives in a better direction?
Well, I think using the sport analogy as being the nutrition coach in the family is, in my family, I'm in charge of what's in the cupboard, and I have a role to play in terms of what it is that my family is eating. And quite frankly, the nice thing about this is we have something that doesn't take a lot of time. It is not expensive. It gives us more time to share with our family, and at the end of the day, we know we're feeding everybody well.
And the other part of that is it tastes great. And I think that's for guys, that's the big thing. You want something that's hearty, and Chunky Soup provides that. It's easy, which is great, but you really are filled up, and there's so many choices to choose from. Hard to imagine you can't find something that you're going to like.
Well, before we let you go here, Troy, I got to ask you. You obviously had a career with the Dallas Cowboys. We're near Buffalo, big Buffalo Bills town. There's a new receiver here who was with Dallas recently. I don't know if you've heard of Terrell Owens, but here's Terrell now. He's 2 games into his Buffalo career. Hasn't really caused too much of a stir off the field, though he refused to talk to the media the first couple of weeks. What do you expect going forward, and what did you make of it when Buffalo brought him in?
I wasn't surprised that Buffalo brought him in. I think he's a player that obviously is extremely talented. We all know that. The big question, as we all know, is, how's he going to then interact with his teammates, and is that going to be a distraction, or is he going to be a real positive? And, it's hard to tell. I don't dislike Terrell Owens. It's hard not to look at his track record and say that it's going to work out for any length of time in Buffalo just because of what we've seen in the other stops that he's had. But, if he decides that he wants to be a part of that team and be a positive part of that team, I think it's a good pickup.
Well, it's going to be an interesting year, no doubt. We'll be seeing you on the air. And Leslie, we appreciate your time as well. Good advice for men this morning. We appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.